Li Lu is not normal. He is the Chinese Warren Buffett. He is very talented. In 95 years, I have given Munger family money to an outsider to run once. Once in 95 years, and that is Li Lu. And he has hit it out of the park. Charlie Munger said this publicly on multiple occasions. The phrase once in 95 years became perhaps the single most powerful endorsement in the history of active investment management. Munger had access to every great investor alive and trusted his family fortune to exactly one. Before Li Lu became one of the most successful value investors in history, he was a 23-year-old fugitive with a most wanted poster and no English. Li Lu is now the founder and chairman of Himalaya Capital, a value investing focus investment firm which managed more than $3.5 billion in assets. Through his own words, you will understand exactly how Li Lu built a system, psychological before financial, that turned $300,000 in borrowed money into a fund compounding at 30% annually for more than 2 decades. And the last quote may surprise you. 1. The game of investing is a process of discovering who you are, what you are interested in, what you are good at, what you love to do, then magnifying that until you gain a sizable edge over all the other people. Li Lu said during a lecture at Columbia Business School, one of several talks he gave to Professor Bruce Greenwald value investing class. He was explaining why self-knowledge is the foundation of investment success. It reframes investing not as a technical craft but as a journey of self-discovery, a profoundly humanistic idea in a field dominated by spreadsheets. 2. Investing is about predicting the future, and the future is inherently unpredictable. Therefore, the only way you can do better is to assess all the facts and truly know what you know and know what you do not know. That is your probability edge. Li Lu articulated this during multiple Columbia lectures and interviews, drawing on his core belief that intellectual honesty, not brilliance, separates great investors from the rest. It demolishes the myth that forecasting skill is what separates great investors. The edge, he argues, is epistemic humility. 3. In making investments, I have always believed that you must act with discipline whenever you see something you truly like. Once in a while, you will find a fat pitch that is slow, straight, and right in the middle of your sweet spot. Then you swing hard. Written for Poor Charlie Almanac, in which Li Lu contributed an essay on his investment philosophy, drawing on Ted Williams' approach to hitting in The Science of Hitting. The baseball analogy, borrowed from Buffett and Munger but deployed with personal authority, became one of the most circulated passages in the value investing canon. 4. One common problem for investors is that they tend to swing too often. However, the opposite problem is equally harmful to long-term results. You discover a fat pitch but are unable to swing with the full weight of your capital. A continuation of his Ted Williams essay in Poor Charlie Almanac, addressing both the trap of overtrading and the tragedy of undercommitment when genuine conviction exists. It names a failure mode almost never discussed, not the coward who never acts, but the analyst who does the work, finds the idea, and still cannot commit. 5. The most important thing in our business is intellectual honesty. Intelligent investors are the ones who are always intellectually honest. Li said during the Graham and Amp Doddsville interview published in 2013, when asked about the qualities that separate great investors from ordinary ones. In a profession where confidence is currency, he insists that honesty about the limits of one's own knowledge is the supreme competitive advantage. 6. When I first came to Columbia University, I was dirt poor. I did not choose to come here, I just ended up here because I had nowhere else to go, having just escaped from China after Tiananmen. Li Lu shared in the Graham and Amp Doddsville newsletter, 2018 interview, reflecting on his arrival in New York City in 1990 with no money, no connections, and no English. It anchors the entire Li Lu narrative. The man who would become one of the world's great investors arrived in America as a refugee with nothing. The contrast is staggering and permanently humanizing. 7. Value investing is like an inoculation, either it takes or it does not. There are very few people that switch in between or get it gradually. They either get it right away or they do not get it at all. I never really tried anything else. Li Lu said in the Graham and Amp Doddsville interview when asked about his transition into value investing after hearing Warren Buffett 1993 Columbia lecture. It explains a mystery that puzzles outsiders: why, given Buffett record, has not everyone become a value investor? Li Lu answer: it is not a strategy. It is a temperament. 8. I guess it turned out better than a free lunch. Li Lu said during his Columbia Business School Masterclass, after recounting the famous story of misunderstanding his friend's invitation and accidentally attending Warren Buffett 1993 lecture, believing there would be a free buffet. It is the wittiest line in the Li Lu canon. In 7 words, it crystallizes the accident that altered the trajectory of one man's life and, indirectly, billions of dollars in capital allocation. It all started his investment career path. 9. Watch your portfolio go down 50% and not be affected. Watch everyone else make way more money than you and not get affected. Financial markets are there to expose your weaknesses. If you do not actually understand an investment, it will eventually expose you. During a Columbia Business School talk, addressing the psychological demands of long-term concentrated investing, he was emphasizing temperament over intellect as the defining variable. Most investment education focuses on what to buy. Li Lu insists the real curriculum is about who you are when the losses arrive and the crowd is laughing. 10. We are good at rationalizing but not being rational. Li Lu said in a Columbia Business School interview with Professor Bruce Greenwald, discussing why most investors fail even when they understand the principles of value investing perfectly. In one sentence, he exposes the gap between financial intelligence and behavioral discipline, a distinction Charlie Munger spent decades teaching. 11. A stock is not just a tradable piece of paper, it represents part ownership of a company. One of the 3 core principles Li Lu cited from Warren Buffett 1993 Columbia lecture that permanently restructured his thinking about markets. He has repeated this principle in every major public address since. It is the foundation stone of the entire value investing tradition, and it remains as revolutionary today as it was when Graham first articulated it. 12. Charlie pointed out the blind spots in my thinking. He is not just a partner. He is a role model in my life. Not only did I learn from him the principles of value investing, but I also learned from him how to live life. Written in Li Lu forward to the Chinese edition of Poor Charlie Almanac, reflecting on 20 years of friendship and mentorship with Charlie Munger. It reveals something rarely spoken in finance, that the most important education an investor receives is not about valuations but about character. This describes a relationship that transcends professional collaboration and approaches something closer to a secular lineage. 13. I was careful not to be influenced by emotions that I know are poisonous and counterproductive to the journey I want to take, things like envy, resentment, hatred, jealousy, greed, and self-pity. My early life experiences may require me to work even harder than others to guard against these human vulnerabilities. Reflections on his childhood, being shuttled between foster families, surviving the Tangshan earthquake, watching friends die, and how he consciously chose not to carry bitterness into his adult life. It makes explicit the psychological labor behind his composure. The equanimity is not natural. It is earned, daily, against the grain of experience. 14. You are more likely to find promising investments in a rapidly growing economy. Li Lu said during a Columbia Business School talk, explaining why he deliberately focused on Asia, and China specifically, when most Western fund managers were ignoring the region. It sounds obvious in retrospect. But in the late 1990s, betting on China when the West was consumed by the dot-com boom required both analytical conviction and cultural intelligence that almost no one else possessed. 15. No matter what natural ability you start with, you will substantially increase your hitting average. One common problem for investors is that they tend to swing too often. This is true for both individuals and for professional investors operating under institutional imperatives, one version of which drove me out of the conventional long-short hedge fund operation. From his essay in Poor Charlie Almanac, explaining why he converted Himalaya from a long-short hedge fund into a long-only concentrated value vehicle, a decision made at Charlie Munger urging. It is a rare act of public confession from a fund manager. He admits that the institutional structures of hedge funds are antithetical to genuine long-term thinking. 16. The macro is what we must accept, the micro is where we can and should make a difference. It was said during Li Lu's keynote speech at Peking University in December 2024, addressing investors navigating geopolitical and macroeconomic turbulence. It is a tactical doctrine that liberates investors from the paralysis of macro forecasting. You cannot move the mountain. You can choose where to dig. 17. It is a way to breathe in sync with the times and grow together with it. Li Lu said that during the Peking University keynote speech, December 2024, describing the enduring appeal of value investing as a philosophy of life, not merely a technical system. It elevates investing into something almost meditative, the practice of aligning with human civilization's slow arc of progress. 18. There is no substitute to actually doing it. The best way to do it is to study one business inside and out for the purpose of making the investment. You may not actually invest. But having gone through the discipline of understanding one business as if you own 100% of that business is very valuable. Li Lu advises to Columbia Business School students in the Graham and Amp Doddsville interview when asked how a young person should begin building investment competence. In an era of passive ETFs and algorithmic trading, he insists the apprenticeship model, genuine, obsessive study of a single business, remains the only serious path to investment mastery. 19. Investors do not need to understand every company. They need to fish where the fish are, in sectors and markets where mispricing exists and competition is low. Paraphrased from multiple Columbia lectures and his Peking University keynote, drawing on Charlie Munger fishing analogy, which Li Lu heard from Munger himself and retold for decades. It transforms the overwhelming universe of investable securities into a tractable problem. You do not need to know everything. You need to know where the edge is thickest.